Covering pros you now know, let's take a look at some of the various friends from the last few weeks and highlight some of the crazy high-stakes action on coin poker. Right into it with Jared Blesnick and Jazelle 54, who's sitting on a lovely suited ace-king in pocket tens. Starting the action, we see Blez raise to 1.8k, as we fully know Jazelle is going to be clicking it back, and does, to 5400. Jared calls off, 11k in the middle, and the flop comes queen, 9, 6 of various suits. Jazelle first to act, checks, as we see Jared go bet 7.3 and get the call. 8 of clubs on the turn, and we've improved to a flush draw and check again. Second barrel from Blez, who puts in 14k, but gets check raised to nearly all in for 67.6. Blez wants the rest, gets the call, and sees the bad news, as Jared has the straight to the 10 and 2 pair. Players run it twice, as the first river provides us with the flush, but Blez with the boat. Second river provides no help at all, and Jared scoops an over $170,000 pot to start. Sticking with these two, but stacks much different, as Jazelle starts the action with a raise to 3k. 3x to 9k, and the decision is once more on Jazelle, who finds the call. 18.4k pot so far, as we see 9, 5, 4 with 2 clubs. Blez first to act and puts in a lead of 5670. Jazelle with a pair of 5s and the gut shot makes the obvious call, and just absolutely binks the turn by means of 7. Blez switches, slows down, and checks this time, as we see Jazelle put in a bet of exactly 24k. Huge check raise from Jared by over 4x to just shy of $102,000. Straight to the 10, Jazelle returns fire and puts Jared all in, as he makes the call. Opting to run it twice, we finally see Jared's holdings. He's behind, but has all the outs. Binks one of them, with the first river coming another 7. Second river helps again! 4 of hearts, and that's back-to-back rivered boats for Blez for a near $300,000 pot. Blez with the bigger stack now, as we switch to his holdings for this hand with pocket rockets and the suited king to match. Jazelle on the button, and first to act raises to 3x. A clear re-raise from Jared to 45.85 and a 4-bet back to 13.7. Just like Pong, action is sent back Jazelle's way, as Blez 5 bets to 41.3. Closing pre-flop action, we see a call and an astounding 82.7k pot. Flop comes queen, 9, 7 with 2 clubs. Full pot lead from Blez, and the rest of it from Jazelle, 284,562 in the middle. And rut-row raggy, Jazelle flop top set, and we run it twice. Brickety brick, followed by brickety brick. None of the following 4 cards improves us, and both halves go Jazelle's way. Next hand, and it looks like Blez must have recovered or reloaded, as he now sits on about 600k to Jazelle's 144. First to act, we see him open to 3k, as Jazelle with pocket 10s and 2 hearts re-raises to 9k. Blez calls, and we see a 7 followed by 2 6s. Overpair and gut shot, and first to act, Jazelle checks. Blez puts in 12k bet and gets check raised to 30 even. Back it goes again with a 4 bet to 108, and over the top comes Jazelle for a total of 136.5k. We see a snap from Jared as he reveals his cards. Pocket jacks to pip our 10s, and one of the other 2 6s for trips. We all know they're running it twice and need help. 7! We turn the better boat and proceed to follow it with an even better one on the first river. Hit the gut shot second turn, followed by an even better river for the flush. Both halves, and nearly 300k for Jazelle. As I've grown to love to say, back to the Blez, as it's his turn to have pocket 10s with a suited 8. Jazelle on the button first to act and raising to 3x. Blez's usual 3x click back to 9, and a call from Jazelle, as we see our familiar 18.4k pot. 8 deuce deuce is our flop and a rainbow. Blez first to act goes for about 50% lead, to which Jazelle re-raises to 24k. Call from Jared, 6 of hearts turn, and now Blez checks. Jazelle's turn to put chips in first, as we see them go for 50% this time. Jazelle re-raises first, so our turn. up to 165.9k, and the remainder of Jazelle's stack. We see the call, and then see the cards. Jazelle flopped a boat, and even running it twice, we're drawing thin. No help, and no help again, as Jazelle takes in yet another 300k pot. Hey, remember this guy? Vinny Vitty back in the mix as we switch over to some 5-card now. VV93 starts things off with a 3x raised to 900, and gets the call from Fireman. 10, 5, 4, and Fireman has flopped a set of 5s and is thrilled to see V put in a lead of just under 1k. With a raise to 3.5 and a call, now nearly 9k in the middle as we see a jack of spades roll off on the turn. Slowing down, VV93 now checks as no set, no bet, but we have set. See Fireman bet 75% or 6.6k, and we get the call. Ace of clubs on the river, and once again VV stays passive with a check. Both players well below the 1-to-1 SPR, we naturally see Fireman put the rest of his 12.4k in the middle as V makes the call, is covered, and finds the full double up, saved by Barry on the river. VV93's point of view with pocket kings and a suited jack against a relatively unfamiliar foe in Quincy. Quincy raises to 600 and a 3x 3-bet to 1.8k from the Cowboys. A call, and the flop of Queen, 7, Deuce. Our king still looks pretty good. So far, we open the action to 1.2 as Quincy now calls again, and our turn is the 8 of diamonds. Spicy. Pocket kings, and we've improved to the gut shot straight flush draw as well. We check, and Quincy fires in 6.2 as we've got him right where we want him, and check raise all in. Top pair, top kicker on the flop, and a turn 2 pair. VV ain't sweating it as he hits the 10 river, makes his straight, and wins another 44k. What's this? Multi-way action with other friendly faces. Mr. Funky Fresh, YOLO, and Comic-Con. Hey guys! Funky first to act under the gun raises to 3.5x or 700. VV93 on the button finds the smooth call. YOLO does the same, but Comic-Con says hold on now and bumps it up to 3.5k. Funky, the original raiser, bows out as VV with position on the button finds the call, and YOLO does as well. 3-way flop action and 11.6k in the middle, 10, 4, 3, 2 diamonds, and YOLO first to act. He checks as we see Comic-Con go for a full pot-sized bet. VV with top pair and the flush draw isn't scared. Re-raises all in for just under 40k as YOLO now folds and action is back on Comic-Con. Covered and calling, and a 54.5k pot, we see Comic-Con reveal his pocket aces and 3s. He's flopped a set and we need blue. Bang! Didn't need to wait long for that as the King of Diamonds turns has improved us to the flush and we now need to hold. 9 of Hearts River helps Comic-Con none, and the bag's secured. Well, I saved the most classic of coolers for last as we stick with 4-handed and some old other friends. Hi Ilse, hi Crazy Trader. Ilse first to act and folding as Crazy Trader does the same. Blind versus blind action now, and YOLO with the lovely double suited pocket kings and queen. VV raises to 600, and we see a 3x back to 1.8, followed by a 3x then back to 5.4. YOLO, true to his name, says YOLO and puts the rest in all in for 15.1. Snap call from VV, who proceeds to wreck our soul. Pocket aces and 9s for him, and the flop comes 10, 9, 5 with 2 more spades. Dealer, it's us that needs to improve, not him. Dealer ignores our request and proceeds to improve VV yet again as he turns the nut flush, leaving us drawing dead and headed to the cashier cage. High stakes poker? We got that on lock. Great series and added value? Yeah, we got that too. As we continue to cover some of the online poker's greatest clashes, creators, and players. Be sure to like, subscribe, and get notified to all of our social medias as summer cools down, but things over here continue to heat up. Where? Only on Coin Poker.